we can have, so you can have any three of the softwares on the devices. For that $9.99 for the Indie, you get Snap with Core First, which is this software here, which is a core-based software. And I'm actually going to show it on this one so I can show you the message window and all that. So this is called Core First. And what's really nice is just how editable the software is and how you can quickly go from one set of pages to another. The other thing that's really nice is there's a new feature. We have a bilingual feature now. And so what that is as you're when you're using the page, if you set it up to be if it's a bilingual user, you can see here. Right now, it's only in Spanish. But you can see the Spanish button in the top right. And what happens is when I touch that, the page then turns to a Spanish page automatically. So the layout, everything is exactly like it is in English, but it's Spanish. Okay.
Dame. No.
The other thing that's really nice that I think separates, even the Indie separates themselves from your typical iPad is the speaker volume. The speakers on these are really loud. The i110 also went through extensive testing for water penetration. So believe it or not, these things go through these tests where they're sprayed with water to make sure that they are not necessarily waterproof. You can't throw them in a pool, but you can definitely get wet. And what happened was they showed us lots of videos of these funny wands that were just spraying water constantly for like a couple hours straight, and it has to pass that test to get a certification, a certain certification. The i110 has that certification. The Indie does not have that certification, so it wasn't put through those rigorous tests like the i110. So there's another sort of difference between the two. One has been put through a little bit more of that that tough test, where the Indie hasn't as much. The speakers are gelled as well. That's for both, and that helps for that water penetration. Of course, there's nothing we can do about ports. So when they were doing that, obviously the rubber boots were on to help prevent that too, right? So back. Sorry, I got off track, but back to the bilingual setting. I think it's really nice the fact that everything is pretty seamless. We don't have to make changes. You don't have to set this up and have somebody who can write or speak Spanish to be able to do this. It's already set up for you. So I anticipate more languages as they come along. For us, I'm hoping like Portuguese. I have down South Coast we have more of a Portuguese population, so I'm hoping that they take care of Portuguese eventually. And then back to English.
I want more.
Okay. You can see with Core First on this side we have menus, and there's a back menu. So if I went forward to something, that's a way to get back. Our core words. That's what I'm on right now. We also have a selection on the side for quick fires, and those are for for the quick words and be able to say things really quickly. As far as editing goes, it's really easy. There's for anybody who downloads Snap with Core First, you can download that for iOS and for any Windows-based application as well. But if you have it to edit, if you go up to the top right where there's a cog, you're going to be in good shape because you're already halfway there. So once you do that, you're in edit mode, and then at the bottom it gives you your editing options. So if I wanted to edit one of the buttons, all I have to do is select, and then it pulls up my editing tool. And your editing tool is pretty easy to use. So you're doing you can do lots of things, but typically we're doing the label, we're doing the picture, and we're doing the sound. But you can also do things from this right from this editor. You can make a new link, so you can link to a new page. You can do all that stuff. So it's really easy to use. So right on this left menu, one of the selections was link to page. So if I wanted to make that button a link or that button go to somewhere else, I could do that really easily. So it says link to a new page, link to an existing page, link to a copy of a page, or import or link to a page. So you can also take a link that you've imported. Another thing that's really nice is the ability to save this to the cloud. So what I'd want people to do, if possible, is go to mytobiidynavox.com, and then you want to register. Once you're registered, you then have an account. You're then able to do things like, if you sign into that account via your software, you're then able to back that up right to the cloud, or right to your My Tobii Dynavox cloud, which is, I think, is really nice. And what's nice about that for therapists is they can save that to their account, and then when they're on the student's device, they can then import it right to the student's device. So it's nice. You might do that with some other softwares now, so it may not be a big surprise for a lot of people, but for some it may be a welcome surprise. So I wanted to mention that as well. There's also something called topics on here, and there are lots and lots and lots of topics on here. There are a lot of, you can see there are a lot of blank topics, so you can fill those in, and that's all done going right to the cog, and then filling in your topics that way.